And the pitch is hit in the air to left and deep. Hey, get up! Get out of here!
Well, it's been a long time, but the Brewers are back. We got the crew from Milwaukee, and we're
from the greatest city in the world, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Hello, everybody. It's me, Mr. Brewtown. You are listening to the big show. We call it Brewtown Sports. You can find us on Twitter and Facebook, Brewtown Sports. On Facebook, it's Mr. Brewtown, and on Twitter, it's Brewtown Sports. Look for the Facebook group, True Blue Brew Crew. Go ahead and sign up. You got to be a Brewers fan, or at least act like a Brewers fan. So there you go. You can listen to the show at baseballtalkradio.com, Spreaker, Podomatic, Player FM, Stitcher, TuneIn, and iTunes.com. You can also look for us on the 405media.com. That's Super Live Talk and Righteous Podcasts. You can email the show at mrbrewtown78@gmail.com. Today was a great day, man. Two, and I repeat, 2 Brewers games. They did one of those split squad things. They played the Cubs, and they won 2-1. Anytime you beat the Cubs, makes Mr. Brewtown very happy. The Cubs won 2-1 over the Chicago Cubs, and in the other split squad game, the Brewers beat the Giants 8-7. Some great action in that game. I listened to the game today on the flagship 620 WTMJ. Bob Uecker and the other guy. It's great hearing Bob Uecker tell all the same jokes that he's been telling since 1971, and we all still laugh at him. As we said, good game for the Milwaukee Brewers in that big victory over the Giants up in Scottsdale, Arizona. The Brewers are now 2-0 on the season. If you count that game yesterday against University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee, the Brewers are 3-0. To start off the season. Big offensive bats for the Milwaukee Brewers. Aaron Hill got a double. Peterson got a double. Reed got a double. Carter got a home run in the first inning off of Peavy. 1 on, 1 out, so that was a big blast, man. It's good to see Chris Carter get a home run because he's not going to get a lot of hits. He's going to strike out a lot, so he might as well just try to hit home runs every once in a while. It is a rebuilding season, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Pitching-wise, the Brewers looked decent. I thought they looked decent, somewhat. Davies went 1 inning. He got in his work. He gave up no hits, had no strikeouts, didn't walk anybody, so he did no damage. Lopez gave up 2 hits in 2 innings, 2 runs. Pena came in for 1 2/3 inning, gave up 2 hits and 3 runs. Tim Dillard got the blown save. He pitched 1/3 of an inning, gave up 2 hits, 1 run, did strike out 1. Hauser, who eventually got the win, pitched 2 innings, gave up 3 hits. Boyer, who got the hold, he got 2 hits and gave up 1 run. Cravey got the save, pitched 1 inning, gave up 2 hits. So Boyer got 2 strikeouts, so he threw some heat. His ERA so far this season, though, is at 9. Jake Peavy lasted 1 2/3 innings, gave up 9 hits with 2 strikeouts. And the Giants aren't worried about Jake Peavy giving up 9 hits and only pitching 1 2/3 inning because it's spring training. None of this stuff means anything. None of it right now means anything. We just get all excited. So the Brewers with 2 big victories, and they'll play again tomorrow. So don't worry about it, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to play just about every day. They got 28 games this spring training. Tomorrow they'll take on Seattle. Willie Peralta is on the mound for the Milwaukee Brewers. Game time, Central Time. Now remember, all these times I give you are always Milwaukee Brewer time. Is at 2:05. Saturday they take on the Oakland A's over in Mesa, Arizona at the old Cubs Stadium, Ho-Ho Cam Stadium. Great little stadium. It really is. Beautiful view. The best view of all the Cactus League stadiums. It really is. I mean, you can sit there and look out, and you can see Red Mountain. You can see the 4 Peaks. If there's snow up in the mountains, up around Payson, great. You can see it. Beautiful. And it's nestled into a little residential area. So there's not a lot of places to park. It's now where the A's play. But it's a nice little stadium. So Jimmy Nelson on the mound for the Milwaukee Brewers. Start time is at 2:05. Milwaukee Brewer time. Sunday they take on Cleveland. Matt Garson's on the mound for the Milwaukee Brewers. Game time is at 2:05 Milwaukee Brewer time. Now the Brewers will open the 2016 Cactus League schedule with 58 players in their Major League camp, featuring 28 pitchers, 7 catchers, 12 infielders, and 11 outfielders. Now the roster includes 18 non-roster invitees. That's 6 pitchers, 5 catchers, 3 infielders, and 4 outfielders. Now, some of the new guys, Chase Anderson, of course, I'm high on this guy. I think he's going to be a good 3rd, 4th, or 5th pitcher for the Milwaukee Brewers. They got him in that trade with the Diamondbacks. Ken Broxton came over from the Pirates. People are kind of high on him. Of course, he kind of hurt himself today, so we'll see how all that works out. But he's just looking to make the big league club. Chris Carter, who they signed as a free agent, he's a big swinging, big power hitting first baseman, loves to hit home runs, likes to strike out a lot. Defensively, we'll see if he can stretch it out, if he can get the job done. And he doesn't hit for a good average. He would have been really, really high on the Brewers list back in, let's say 1975, 1976. But you never know. I was down on Adam Lynn last year. Adam Lynn had a pretty good season. Infielder, outfielder, Garen Cincini, he came over from the Red Sox. Ramon Flores came from the Seattle Mariners. Junior Guerrera, they claimed off of waivers from the White Sox. Aaron Hill was part of that Diamondbacks trade that brought Chase Anderson over. Zach Jones, Rule 5 draft pick from the Minnesota Twinkies. Reimer Liriano, they picked up from the Padres. Now, they're high on this kid. They think that they've got something special there. But I don't think he's going to get that much playing time unless he can beat out Ryan Braun, a left fielder, maybe right field, and maybe he can break in at center field, but I think he could be a good 4th outfielder. Kirk Neuenhauser off the waivers from the Mets. Sean Nolan claimed on for the waivers from the Athletics. Jonathan Villar trained with the Astros. Colin Walsh was a Rule 5 draft pick from the Oakland Athletics. And Andy Wilkins claimed off of the waivers from the Texas Rangers. Now, gone from last year's team is Chris Davis. Of course, went to the A's. Elan Herrera went to the Dodgers. Brandon Kinsler's now with the Minnesota Twinkies. Adam Lind is going to be up there in Sano playing for the Mariners. Kyle Loesch, he's unsigned. So, hey, listen, if I'm not saying the Brewers should go back out and sign this guy. But somebody's going to sign him. Francisco Rodriguez, K-Rod, everybody loves him and or hates him. He's with the Tigers. Jason Rogers, he's with the Pirates. Sardinas is with the Mariners. Logan Schaefer is with the Nationals. Gene Segura is with the Diamondbacks. And I really like Gene Segura, and I hope the Diamondbacks can figure out something that they can do with Gene Segura. And Tyler Wagner's with the Diamondbacks, and then Rob Wooten. He's gone. He's with the Braves. So those are the new guys for the Milwaukee Brewers and some of the old guys. If you like them, continue to root for them. If you didn't like them, don't root for them. There you go. Craig Counsell's in his 2nd season as the manager of the Milwaukee Brewers. He's got a record of 61-76. And this will be his first full season. He was named the 19th manager in franchise history back last year, replacing Ron Reineke. So there you go. Coaches returning from the 2015 staff, hitting coach Darnell Coles, third base coach Ed Sedar's been with the Brewers now for 10 seasons, 6 as a third base coach, so somebody must like what he does. Bullpen coach Lee Tunnell. New to the staff are pitching coach Derek Johnson, Jason Lane, and bench coach Pat Murphy. First base infield coach is Carlos Sobraro. The Brewers went 68-94 last year, finishing in 4th place in the National League Central Division, 32 games behind the Cardinals. Now, they did draw 2.5 million fans out to Miller Ballpark, eclipsing the 2.5 million mark in home attendance for the 9th straight season. So those of you that say, Milwaukee, nobody goes to the games. You're wrong, man. When you figure we've only got 1.8 million in the metro area, that's pretty good. If we can put 2.5 million in the seats, it goes 68-94. We'll look to see if the Brewers, I think they could probably match that record. I think so. And that would be a plus because they don't have quite as many big-name players this year as they had last year. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll find something to talk about. We'll take a look at all the action around Major League Baseball spring training. And I want to talk about Hank the dog. Because there's some people out there that are just trying to get some attention on their little blog site, and we'll talk about that. I don't want to give it away. I really don't. It's an interesting story. It'll be the first and only time that I mention it here on The Big Show. We'll put it to sleep. We'll tell you about that right after this short break. You're listening to The Big Show. We call it Brewtownsports.
Stomp your feet, clap your hands. You're part of the team sitting in the stands. Come see what's brewing. Come see what the good times are. Come see what the Brewers are doing. Come on and cheer a superstar. Be a believer in Brewer fever. It's fun to join in the cheering. Stomp your feet, clap your hands. You're part of the team sitting in the stands. Come catch the fever. The fever with brewing is for everyone. You'll be a believer in Brewer fever when you feel the excitement of the big home run. Stomping your feet, clapping your hands. You're part of the team sitting in the stands. Come see what's brewing. The Milwaukee Brewers. Come catch the fever. The fever with brewing is for everyone. You'll be a believer in Brewer fever when you feel the excitement of the big home run. Stomping your feet, clapping your hands. You're part of the team sitting in the stands. Come see what's brewing. The Milwaukee Brewers.
And there you go. I love that song. Brewers Fever, man. That's what we all have up here. And the greatest city in the world, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. You can look for us on Twitter and Facebook. It's called the Big Show. I forgot to tell you that. It's called Brewtownsports. Look for us on Twitter and Facebook. Brewtownsports. Facebook, it's Mr. Brewtown. Facebook group is True Blue Brew Crew. Listen to the show at BaseballTalkRadio.com, Spreaker, Podomatic, Player FM, Stitcher, TuneIn, and iTunes.com. And look for the second straight season on the 405media.com, Super Live Talk, and Rachel's podcast. Go ahead and really check out all those sites. Check out BaseballTalkRadio.com. It's just a bunch of baseball perverts on there talking about their favorite teams. I'm on there. Great programs about Major League Baseball. And also check out the 405media.com. It really is just they have everything on there. They have everything on there. Phil Nason's is on there. That should be good enough reason for everybody to go ahead and listen to it. And I'm just happy that, hey, they put my show on there. and they let me come back. Let's talk about Hank the Dog. I know we thought we were all over with Hank the Dog. Let's not forget back in spring training 2014, Hank the Dog kind of wandered into the Brewers spring training camp, and Ed Sedar kind of found him, and then all the players said, oh, he's so cute, and then the fans said, oh, he's so cute, and so the Brewers adopted him, and they brought him back to Milwaukee, and they gave him to one of the executives or a lawyer that's somehow with the team, and the family took him, and they used him to make all kinds of money selling merchandise and public appearances and stuff. and it took all the heat off of the Ryan Braun situation is what Hank the Dog did. So kind of makes you wonder maybe if it was pre-planned by the Milwaukee Brewers, that the marketing department got together and said, we got to figure out something that will take all the media attention away from Ryan Braun. We got to come up with something. Hey, everybody loves cute little dogs. I'm not saying that's what happened. I have absolutely no evidence that's what happened, but why not? Let's throw it out there. Earlier this week, an investigation by a site called Brew Crew Ball sparked a heated debate. Basically, is the current Hank the Ballpark Pup the same dog that wandered into spring training in 2014, or has it been replaced by an imposter? Now, hoping to avoid a simmering, did we land on the moon style controversy? The club addressed the issue. Brewers Vice President of Communication Tyler Barnes told MLB.com, the real Hank, what is real and what is an imposter, Is the Tooth Fairy the next target? Santa Claus? The Great Pumpkin? That answer just wasn't answered. Was Barnes suggesting